Hi. Wait, as soon as I get on, I start coughing. But let's get into it. I started taking notes yesterday, like looking at different systems and how the the idea of white supremacy can actually take over an entire nation. And before anyone knows it around, it has already happened. And I'm noticing it around in my area. As as a melanated woman, Capricorn, I can see the system as well as the how the foundation was built on those systems of white supremacy. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday. However, just thinking that the Board of Education, different organizations, how family members are on those boards, and how people are put in positions of power to block any type of change and to keep things stagnant. So in my notes, I wrote down white supremacy builds systems around like a narrow and legible bandwidth. Like they almost make it seem as if this is for the people. Like we're doing this for the people. Like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Esther, why are you taking things like that? And it's like when you start noticing those pretty words and the the um the behavior, you see that, especially I see for a melanated woman, historically I have to go back and think, when has this happened? When have I seen this before? Like when they and if you're asked a question, it also puts you in a position where, is this the time to be brave? Because melanated people are beginning to hang around the US, if you know what I mean, as well as any things will be happening to discredit your name while your abilities to do great work is being used. So I'm gonna take what you bring to the table and then discredit your name. So it's like, well, what do we do with that information? I was like, okay, what is really happening? It's controlling what's real. By discrediting your name, it gets to control the narrative. It also gets to control other people's imagination, that then tell them that what they see and what they see are two different things. Basically, control the perception. The control and try to get the individual to believe that what they see, feel, and what they're experiencing is not valid. It's so what I wrote is, being melanated, I have to process my physical well-being, the perception from where I'm sitting, as well as listen to the perception of others as if they didn't just see what happened. So, and observing and listening to how others perceive the situation. It's like, okay, am I the only person that's paying attention? And then also having to remain calm in this environment. So it's like how you're perceived based on this narrow bandwidth with excuse me, based on this narrow bandwidth, and then having to translate it back in a way that makes others feel comfortable, because we know having to translate which your perception to people that refuse to see it any other way. And then when the version of your perception tries to come out at every turn, you're told, wait, Or like there's a block. And then the constant, like, everybody on the call or whatever wants to talk over you. And it's like, oh, okay, bitch. I see it. And now I'm being told what I see isn't real. And I'm seeing that all around Cobb County. I'm seeing it in many spaces in Georgia. It's like the the floodgate of white supremacy has opened, and there's no more hiding it. And there's no more hiding it. I'm laughing because on my notes I wrote folks having to deal with folks that have been arrested by 1, 2, and 3 level of development, and wonder why you're frustrated. Like, oh my God, why are you so frustrated? We're just trying to help you. It's like, you're not trying to help me. I appreciate the trying, but helping me would be to acknowledge that your behavior is built on something that I'm not even involved in. And there's something here that is dangerous to my well-being. Like, no, I won't. No, I won't play around in your 1, 2, like where you've been, where your development has been arrested. And what I mean by that is some people refuse to move past the anger, the guilt, the shame, the criticism they felt they received as a child, or the criticism that they constantly give out to others, the control of the environment, or wanting to control the environment. And granted, it could be because of whatever happened as a kid, whatever. But I noticed, excuse me, my throat is still going crazy. However, I have noticed that when you have empathy for others, sometimes you can see their pain, and then you allow that cross or that burden, I say cross, to be yours to carry. No more carrying other people's crosses. Allow them to experience whatever they need to experience to get to the other side of said cross, just like you had to. Because the only way to get to a point where you're not constantly wallowing in your own pain, guilt, shame, fear, whatever it is, not saying you're not going to experience those things. Hell yeah, I feel guilty sometimes. Hell yeah, I may do something like, oh my God, I feel so shame about that. But then it's like, girl, why? Move on. You saw it. You experienced it. Now, don't let it take you back to where you used to be. I refuse to go backwards. And most of us are okay with going back because we've never left. Like, okay, things happen as children, but we don't have to behave like 12-year-olds in board meetings, or behave in ways that block anybody from moving forward because we want their position. We want a position that gives us a sense of authority. Like, if you're sent here to actually serve, then serve. It's not about authority. It's about putting who you are, being who you are in a place, and serving to the best of your ability. But some of us want that control. And I'm saying us, but some people want that sense of control. The control over others, the control of how other people see them and perceive them. Like, be okay with being perceived incorrectly. Your perception of me is not my problem, just like my perception of someone else is not theirs. But sitting in spaces, knowing that you can see like multiple perceptions, multiple perspectives, can be difficult. Because seeing those perspectives, knowing that, well, see, that's that empathy. Well, maybe they don't see it. Maybe they don't know that their behavior is creating chaos and conflict. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they don't. Even if they don't, It is not your job or mine to save them. That's the hard part. Is giving someone the information and allowing them the freedom of choosing. The freedom of choice it releases you of the control. It releases you of the burden of feeling like you want to help. It's not your job to save anybody. Helping is asking, do you need help? If they say no, let them experience whatever they need to experience. Like what made it's not my job to save anybody. I forgot the song, but it's playing in my head and I just can't get the words out. They don't want to be saved, don't save them. It's not my, don't claim them. That, yeah, like whatever. What else? I just thought about like, how has situations like this affected Black women historically? And what has that shown me? Like, it's shown me, that, oh, these MFs could be dangerous. Because if you're behaving like a 12-year-old angry kid, then that means, especially in a space where people confirm that your behavior is okay by not checking you or being in agreement when the frustration comes out after having someone explain, then that could be a potential dangerous situation, especially for a melanated person, man, woman, child. So if you are a melanated person, you don't have to save anybody. It is not our job to give people the blueprint to how to break free of bondage. And you don't need a cosigner. Sometimes people can only accept things when it's broken down to bite-sized pieces. Give them the bite-sized piece and move on. Serve to the best of your ability. And remember, you're not there to serve the higher-ups. You're there to serve the people. And I'm saying this because I'm in a position where I serve people with disabilities and disability rights. Period. I am there to serve. I don't work for anybody other than the Most High. I don't have a job. I am there to serve. That gives me the opportunity to see it from a perspective of, if I have a job, oh my God, I work in this area of business and what's going to happen next and this and that. I'm not saying that that's easy, because it's not. But what I am saying is, when I change my perspective, their behavior doesn't bother me as much, because I am there. I'm called to be there. I was called to be there. The way in which it turned out. And I'm quite sure a lot of people are in very similar situations. And yes, it could be your own melanated people that have been, that are being used or misused to keep you from elevating in that said position. Don't let it affect you, because your greatest moment is on the other side of those experiences. Your greatest moment, because you are learning from this. So learn what you need to learn. Learn whatever it is you need to learn that you didn't get before. And as you evolve, you're going to have more haters. Let them hate. It's okay. Let them hate. Period. Let them dislike you. You're not here to be liked by everyone. And that's okay. When you have a gift and a light, you're not going to be liked by many. And you have to be okay with that. People are going to see that glow on you. They're going to see that shine on you. You have to allow them to see it without dumbing down and dulling down yourself to make you palatable for someone else's digestive system. Maybe you weren't meant for them to digest. Simple as that. So 15:55, like, okay. It's just simple as that. We can't forget that I am one of one. And each and every last person that watches this video, you are one of one. Even if you were born with a twin or a triplet, you are still one of one. Your spirit is your spirit. Take what resonates, and I hope this helps someone. Be the best version of yourself daily, because you can while you can. And it's not your job to try to prove to people that you come as your authentic self. Because if they're not, they're going to try to break you down anyway. Don't let them break you down. They can try, but they won't succeed if you don't let them. I know it's hard. Don't forget that. And remember, if you can, get an emotional wheel. It will save your soul. It will give you a different perspective of why you feel how you feel. You can help the people around you by acknowledging it, not blaming them for how you feel, but by acknowledging, I feel a little off. And if you don't know what off is like, it's okay. But if they're willing, if you have family, friends, partners, if they're willing to listen to you, then you can break down what you feel. And you could, who knows, discover something that went unnoticed in your childhood, and you can move past that point. You won't be arrested by that point of development that you missed. So the last note I have here is, historically, Black and brown women, men, and children have been killed for their bravery. We don't have to prove to anybody who we are. Know your worth. And sometimes you might have to walk away from situations that feel dangerous. So if it feels like it's dangerous to you, walk away. Walk away. Your family will be okay. If it's a job, your family will be okay. If it's dangerous to your mental well-being, release the control. Surrender. You don't have to control the situation. Let it go. If it's dangerous to your emotional well-being, also let it go. Also speak your truth. If you can, report. If you're in a disability community, if you are in the disability community, message me. I'll tell you who to report to. Take care. Many blessings. And if you're working on a job, file an EEOC claim. But make sure you're doing your part. Don't let anybody mistreat you. We have to report injustices, regardless of where it is. People that are sitting on boards and they're causing corruption, or they are corrupt themselves, they need to be out. And I really personally don't care what ethnicity you are, what your skin tone is. If you're sitting on a board and you are a contributing factor in the harm to many, then you should be off the board. Period. No matter how pretty your words are, you shouldn't be on the board. Being on a board means that you are choosing to serve something greater than yourself. So if this is self-serving for you, you should be off the board anyway. And if you are working in a position where it's for people, for children, oh my God, let's not even get into the healthcare system and their boards, the insurance system and their boards. I don't know what just fell in my bathroom because there's nobody in there. Like, okay. Then you shouldn't be there. Have a beautiful day.